We are live from the Edge in Bensonville for night number 2 of the AHAI Boys Varsity Quarterfinals on the SHL Network here on YouTube Live. Good evening, everybody, and welcome into Game 1 of 2 tonight between Loyola Gold and the Glenbrook South Titans. These two teams met 3 times in the regular season. It was Loyola Gold winning all 3 of those matchups, but of course tonight here in the Elite 8, anything can happen. Any team can come across and pull off a victory, and that's what GBS is looking for here tonight. For more on how they'll look to pull off the upset tonight, we're going to send it down to ice level, where Andrew Rubin standing by with GBS head coach Jimmy Philbin. Andrew.
Thanks, Max. I'm here with Coach Jim Philbin. Coach, playoff atmosphere, Elite 8 game. What are you looking for from your team to start?
Looking out to get a good jump right off the bat when the puck drops. We know we're playing a very good team with Loyola, very deep. We want to counter that and get the puck back into their zone and get some scoring opportunities.
Jack Gustafson and Garrett Grady have been a super dynamic duo for Loyola through their SHL and state playoffs. How do you look to slow them down?
Well, we need to slow them down in that neutral zone and stay with them inside our zone. You can't let them loose. They play hard, aggressive hockey. They support each other very well. We just need to stay on them.
Thank you very much, Coach. Good luck. Max?
Thanks, Ruben. And give a thanks to GBS head coach Jimmy Philbin. I think he said a few key pieces there. This is a very, very deep Loyola team. GBS will have to do everything they can to slow the speed of the game down, keep them pinned in their own zone as much as they can, and come out to a fast start early in the first. But let's back it up a little bit. Loyola Gold, number 2 in the state of Illinois, 42-7 on the season. GBS opposite them, number 7 in the state of Illinois, 28-27. Both teams participants in the Scholastic Hockey League, SHL here. GBS number 6 in that league. Loyola Gold number 2. Both teams coming into tonight with tremendous amount of momentum. Loyola Gold coming off a 4-0 win over Naperville North in the last round of the playoffs, that game being played this previous Saturday. GBS doing the same, outscoring Carmel Catholic by a score of 4-1 this past Saturday. Loyola looking for their 16th straight win tonight. Absolutely on fire at the most crucial time of the season. And they have a tremendous amount of talent from the top of the roster all the way down to the bottom. Some awards shout-outs early here before we get set for puck drop. I'd like to congratulate Loyola's 2022 Illinois All-State Team candidates, as well as GBS and their Illinois All-State candidates. Lucas Winger in net, head coach, Scholastic Hockey League Coach of the Year, Jimmy Philbin. Opposite them, 5 young men that we've seen a lot of this season, winning All-State awards. Cohen, Boersma, Grady, Gustafson, and Schreiber. Just a ridiculous amount of talent, Max, and we've seen it all season long.
Yeah, they've really come on here, especially in the last couple of weeks. Well, it was really the number 1 team in the state to start the season. Went through a little bit of a lull there in December and the first part of January, but over the last month or so, they've really been locked in, playing their best hockey.
Yeah, absolutely right. Again, tonight they're looking for their 16th win in a row. I mean, talk about playing well when the timing is right.
And of course, led by Jack Gustafson, who's continued an impressive run of hockey over the last couple of weeks. Of course, a hat trick in the Game 1 of the SHL Final. Taylor had 2 goals already in this tournament, as we discussed.
And a couple of game winners early in the Scholastic League playoffs as well. Gustafson just on fire.
So that's the task for Glenbrook South. Of course, Luke Winger, SHL Player of the Year.
First team All-State.
The anchor in net on the back end will be key tonight if GBS wants to pull the upset. Of course, biggest upset of the tournament thus far, New Trier White beating the 4-seeded York in the round of 16. They hung in there last night with St. Viator for 2.5 periods, and eventually Viator pulled away towards the end of the game. But GBS looking to pull a similar upset here tonight. Similar foe, same conference.
And we'll have back-to-back games, right, tonight. So winner of this contest will take on Stevenson and Ignatius's Victor who will be right here with you in this same very building right after this game. So we will be locked in on our Final Four in the state of Illinois.
By the end of the night, we'll have those semifinals for you. Be right back here Wednesday night, 6 days from now for those semifinals, but business to be taken care of here tonight as GBS wins the opening draw. But it'll be Ryan Cowan on the back end to possess for Loyola. Gustafson takes the rink-wide pass, centering to Gabal. He couldn't get to the front of the net. Owen Allenberg tied him up on his way towards the crease. Now side of the net, Gabal. He tries to stuff home against Winger. But he'll drop his glove on it, and just 22 seconds in, take a face-off draw on his own end.
Braden Haney in net for Loyola tonight. 34 games played so far on the season. 2.1 goals against, 912 save percentage. Really good numbers, and we've seen Loyola's netminders. They can choose either one on any given night. There's some very solid goaltending between the pipes for Loyola. Opposite them, as we've already talked about a few times tonight, all-state selection Lucas Winger, 2.78 goals against and a 906 save percentage.
Meanwhile, you look offensively at the GBS side. Coming into the season, we're really expecting Papolis to really control this season. It took them a little time to get going offensively, but it started down in that tournament in South Bend, and ever since, it's really carried over his offensive performance, having 2 goals in the first game of this tournament. Papolis has been really important. That C on his chest for a reason. He showed up at the biggest time of the year. Here's Ban, his shot easily just deflected wide by Haney into the corner. Albrighton tried to escort it out of the zone, but Jason Ban giving it pressure. Ban, the alternate captain, centering pass. Nobody there for those Wolverine striped helmets for GBS. Quickly Ban the back the other way. Fritchie closes the angle, and Haney in net tonight, as we mentioned. Freezes that puck. Brian, of course, had a great game in that Game 1 of the SHL Championship just a few nights ago.
Loyola dominating New Trier Green for the first time since those two played each other, when it was actually quite the opposite. But this time Loyola, 6-2 being the final, and it could have been worse.
It was a dominating performance for Loyola. They're certainly looking to carry over that performance in the SHL Championship against #1 team in the state, who played Bennett last night right here at the Edge and dominated them themselves. So Loyola, an impressive performance, and certainly looking to carry that through. Here's Kadlik on the back end. He'll go D to D. Will Steele will settle. Take a look up ice. Right back to Kadlik. Just missing the stick of Charlie Bain. And Jake Orzakowski. Recently back in the lineup for Loyola. His first game back just a couple of nights ago. Been out since the middle of November, an important part on the front line. They certainly feel like they got a deadline addition to the Loyola Ramblers. Now entering the zone through the slot. Grady takes a whack. Another shot. Follow up on the goal mount, and Winger sprawls to keep it out. See, Grady took a couple of whacks at it. It was Max Gabal waiting at the doorstep, but Winger was able to get that arm out, keep the puck out.
And we've seen plenty of Loyola's Garrett Grady so far this season. He loves the dirty areas of the ice. An exceptional two-way player, leads the Ramblers in penalty minutes, and he's way up there in points too. So certainly no goon, no fourth liner. Garrett Grady, an awesome player for the Ramblers.
Yeah, the connection between Grady and Gustafson over the last couple weeks has been something special. Here's a shot from Grady, rebound given up in front. Grady takes another shot at it, can't get it on net, and cleared by GBS. Now it'll be Mason Dolby. He tries to go rink wide, past the stick of Southwood, and eventually comes to Jack Gustafson. 64 points thus far in the SHL, by far the most. Came up just, I believe, 2 points shy of the league record for points in a season. Very nearly got there with just an incredible season for 34 in gold.
one of 3 Loyola Ramblers in the top 10 in state in scoring. I mean, an embarrassment of rich talent belonging to Loyola Academy. Others behind him, Schreiber and Ryan Boersma. All the top 15 players in the state are forwards as well, with the lone exception of Loyola D-man Ryan Cowan, who has 23 points in 32 games played. So a tremendous amount of offensive output on this Rambler team.
Keep next-gen stats here in high school hockey, but those next-gen stats would tell you he does it just as well on the defensive end as he does on the offensive. There's a reason he's gotten the awards this season, and that's C on his chest. 12:54 left here in the first, just getting started. Game 1 of 2 tonight. Later on, we'll have St. Ignatius and Stevenson, and one of the ultimate contrasts of style we'll see later on tonight. But first, this game, as this puck's deflected up into the netting. And an offensive zone draw to come for GBS. Face-off fought off and cleared by Bobby Sharfstein. Now comes back to Sam Rohde. Rohde and Cowan on the back end. Half wall to Callahan. Eventually back in his own zone, Ryan Cowan. Warzakowski goes through a man. That was Jackson Hill that tried to step up and slow him down. See Winger flinging the puck. That might be an icing from a goalie.
Wow,
that's the first I've
seen one of those in a while.
First I've seen certainly this season. And that's going to go back into the GBS zone, but that's something you're going to keep an eye on. Is Lucas Winger one of the most active goaltenders in net? You're going to see him play the puck a lot, often referred to as a third defenseman for GBS. Here's Grady, point blank chance, backhanded opportunity for Gustafson. Puck still loose somewhere in there. Loyola's hacking and whacking at it. The referee right on top of it, and eventually it pops out.
Offsides going the way of GBS, so we'll get a delay here as the officiating staff will confer at center ice.
Yeah, guys, you can see that top line of Grady, Gabal, and Gustafson. They're getting that puck to the front of the net almost at will at this point. Max, we called a game earlier where we saw New Trier just hounding GBS. At some point, will they break through? You have to feel it's inevitable for Loyola.
I like to give them the moniker of the Triple G line. Grady, Gabal, Gustafson, they've been elite the last few weeks. Just dominating teams here late in the season when it matters most.
You make a good point, Andrew, and oftentimes we see this GBS team really lean on Winger. And that SHL semifinal you mentioned, we kind of saw it coming throughout the game where they were in the game. They were, in fact, winning the game for a lot of it, or at least a portion of it. But the pressure that was put on GBS consistently throughout the game, eventually Winger yielded a few, and GBS wasn't able to come back at that game. So something certainly to keep in mind for GBS is can't let the assault on Luke Winger, as good as he is, every goalie eventually gives up a couple. Chip back out into the neutral zone. Hill takes it there. He'll fire it back in.
Winger's certainly good enough to win you games, certainly good enough to keep you in games, but you need to get him some offensive help, right? You got to put 2 or 3 goals on the board, 4 if you want to have an almost sure chance of winning, but the athleticism he possesses is absolutely unparalleled in this league, probably in the state of Illinois.
In the game, see again, he almost just hit the referee as he flung the puck from his goal. He's an active, energetic, enthusiastic netminder. No shortage of personality from 39 in net for GBS. Erickson and Grady with the draw to the right of Braden Haney. Now Grady leads the rush for Loyola. He'll go around one man. And erased in the neutral zone by Erickson. Now Mulvey, just a few games back for GBS from an injury. An important second line piece for this GBS side. Here's Gustafson. He takes a look up, tries to go off the boards to Sharfstein. But stepping in the way of that was Dolby and firing it back down below Haney. Hill, a quick pass to Ban. He tries to fire it in the offensive zone. Hits a skate. Still offsides would be GBS if they played, and Loyola's able to clear. Here's Malinek with some space up the right wing. He goes towards the slot, fires, steered wide by Winger. Comes all the way back around. Now 2-on-2 comes Southwood. He'll drop it far side to Ban. Ban sandwiched by a couple of Ramblers, but GBS gets possession. Here's turning, shooting, block shot by Kadlik. Comes to Hill. His shot takes a bounce right out in front of the crease. I think that was the bounce that Hill was looking for, and weren't able to bury it.
Great passing down low by the GBS squad, though. They're forced to retreat back. They've been really, really strong on passing so far this evening, making a lot of good tape-to-tape connections. Not much sloppiness coming out of GBS tonight, rather. Definitely.
Oh, you're going to get some people fighting you over that comment, Taylor. 8:30 left here in the first. Will Steele back to collect for Loyola. Steele finds Kadlik, and now leading the rush is Charlie Bain. Warzakowski trying to set up along the near boards. Comes loose to Bain. Bain's shot. Winger keeps it out. Loose rebound just wide of the cage. We get a quick whistle from the ref there. Winger never had that puck.
Nope. It went right underneath his 5-hole, and he laid down on top of it thinking it was underneath him somewhere. It wasn't. It went right through, and he laid down. It was back in the back corner, and the official blew the play dead. Now, I wasn't able to see if the net was popped loose.
I kept an eye on that after the play. Did not see anyone go for the net.
So that was just a bad whistle.
So a break early for GBS as that loose puck doesn't come back to bite him.
That was a bad whistle, but a great first save there from Winger on that shot from Loyola.
Here's Dolby below the goal line. He'll take a look up ice. He'll go cross ice to Southwood, but his dump attempt whiffs, goes right to Albrighton. Now through the middle of the ice is Gabal. He'll let the puck get in deep. Grady tries to whack it out of the zone, but eventually it's Gustafson that comes away with it. Passing to Grady. Dolby's stick knocked that puck from reaching its intended target. Gustafson again fighting to keep this offensive zone chance going, but it'll be Ban who clears it out. Now Albrighton to settle for Loyola. He'll give to Fritchie a chance to lead the rush. Now Boersma far half boards, cleared by GBS. Thought that should have been icing, no call. Cowan back to play. There's Boersma, he goes stretch pass to Lillybridge, and Lillybridge going to toss it deep, give Gabal a chance on the forecheck. Now Lillybridge fouls in support. Boersma tried to wrap it to the front of the net, nobody home. Poked free by Papelis. He's got a step on Schreiber. Schreiber does a nice job slowing him up enough. Here's Papelis and a nice save by Haney. And an underrated part of that play, Taylor, was Schreiber slowed down Papelis just enough.
I was just going to say Papelis didn't quite have a shot until the very last second because of Schreiber's effectiveness in slowing him down and positioning his body to the point where he had to be beaten outside. It almost was a shot parallel to the goal line, and a pretty easy chest save there by Loyola's Haney.
And you can see Mulvey was coming up the slot that if Papelis had another moment where Schreiber wasn't back-checking him, he probably could have gotten it across for an easy goal, but there's that play. Here's another shot and another save by Haney, showing good rebound control early.
Yeah, he's swallowing up everything as he needs to be because GBS is doing a nice job of having an F2 or an F3 in the immediate neighborhood. So if one pops loose, into the back corner, there may be a black sweater there to bang it home.
So GBS starting to push back a little bit. The last couple of minutes, starting to get some offensive zone time after they were sitting back, kind of letting Loyola dictate some things in the offensive zone. Now Jackson Hill, a little bit of trouble handling that puck, but the 6th defenseman in Luke Winger comes out to help him. Here's Rohde to Bain, and Orzakowski shuttles it into the offensive zone, but right to the stick of Adrian Sokol and cleared. Southwood through the neutral zone. He gives it right back to Rohde. So far, Taylor, both teams straight dump and chase. We have not seen many pucks get carried into the offensive zone. It's been a lot of digging behind the goal line in order to set up possession. Here's Ban. He circles around Haney. Coming to help is Dolby. Now Freemuth trying to win the puck from Kadlik. That goes off the referee. Benefit there to GBS as they're going to be able to keep this offensive zone chance. Chance out in front, and Haney was able to keep that puck out.
Something I've noticed so far early in this game, Max, Loyola is rolling lines, all 4 of them, and quickly. 35, 40, 45-second shifts. Something to watch for sure.
Here's a shot steered aside by Haney. Certainly on the GBS side, we're likely to see mostly 2 lines. You'll see the 3rd line occasionally. They mostly are going to be rolling with 2 lines most of the game. You're right, though. Over time, Loyola able to roll all 4 lines. That's certainly something to keep an eye on, like you mentioned, going into the 2nd and 3rd periods.
Here are 5 more yellow sweaters as well. We just mentioned it. Just rolling them. Trying to keep this GBS coaching staff guessing, trying to match lines.
4:39 left here in the first period. Just getting started here tonight alongside Andrew Rubin and Taylor Rambold. I am Max Anderson here with the SHL Network crew for Game 3 of this quarterfinal. 1 more to go here in just about an hour and a half. Ritchie chips it off the boards. Gustafson tried to lead the rush, but an active stick from Papalis stops that right at the blue line. Here's Grady with some space. He goes around Papalis, and he goes around Allenberg, but Erickson there to stop his rush. Pops out to Fritchie, but he couldn't get much on that shot, and Winger's just going to freeze it.
Oh, freeze it halfway to the half wall.
We told you at the outset, you're going to see Luke Winger all over the ice. He is active in net. He had a stellar season. And even better last, call it 6 weeks of the season where he was absolutely locked in net. You're seeing that here tonight.
And he's been tasked, too, with heavy minutes. So the numbers are not as great as he is a player. But a phenomenal goalie.
Here's a shot from Erickson, deflected by Mulvey, but not on net. Cleared by Loyola. Again, you see Winger way out of his net, help his defenseman. We have seen at times where that has bitten him. We saw that in the SHL semifinal against Loyola. He got himself out of position on one of the goals he allowed, coming out of the net.
Yeah, you do have to be careful with that, but man, he has some wheels. He can scoot. He's made a few nice passes up to his defenders. I'm sure he'd love to get on the score sheets in the state Elite 8 game.
I'm sure it wouldn't surprise you that he has 3 assists on the season.
It doesn't one bit,
and
but
that's
I love
just
it.
an SHL. Wouldn't be surprised if there might have been a couple more sprinkled in tournaments or scrimmages or exhibitions, but he certainly enjoys making that score sheet and not just on the saves column.
There's a slight nudging of the net.
That was a problem we had last night. Taylor, if you remember in the Bennett St. Ignatius game we did on the CCHL network, we had some questions if that would ever get called. And I made the comment during last night's broadcast that I'd never seen that called in a high school game. And wouldn't you know, the very next period, what happened? We got an unsportsmanlike against the goaltender for intentionally kicking off the goal. So never know what you're going to see here on the SHL network, especially in these AHAI Elite 8 games. Here's Schreiber side of the net. He ties up a man. It's going to be Lillybridge to try to play it on, but easily taken out by Freemuth. Folks, if you were expecting a high-scoring game, I apologize. That is not what you're going to see between these two teams. GBS is going to look to shrink the ice. Here's a backdoor chance, but an active stick by Rhodey. Much more likely to see a 2-1 game tonight than a 5-4, but we'll see how this goes the rest of the evening. Here's Cowan. See Cowan and why he's in the top 15 in the state in scoring, not afraid to jump up into the play, and his shot deflected up into the netting.
Jump up in the play is right. He split two defenders. Almost walked into the high slot and got a shot off. It was deflected, a nice deflection, but way up from his spot on the backhand.
2:55 to go here in the first period. Fast-moving first period here from the edge. Malinek ties up the stick. Eventually it's Erickson able to clear the zone. CGBS very content with just clearing the zone. We've seen clean exits from them thus far, Taylor. No real risks or bad clearances through the middle of the ice from the Titans.
No, and another thing to note too, Loyola not doing a ton in the way of an aggressive forecheck. I've seen them keep one low, but otherwise they're pulling their forwards out early. They're not causing much distress for the GBS defenders.
Here's Sharfstein trying to change that equation, centering pass, but knocked down by Sokol. Albrighton tries to keep it in at the point, forced out. Malinek had to play it. Here's Waltman. And Sokol, just a simple play off the boards and out. Now Malinek will chip it in deep. Sharfstein there to help. Here's a shot. Now backhanded. And Sokol's going to settle it, chip it up the ice. Trying to get a Jason Band. Fortunate bounce to the stick of Freemuth. The sophomore drops to Band. His shot deflected, comes to Freemuth below the goal line. Kadlik able to collect, gets it on to Gustafson. Gustafson gets hit hard. Loyola bench wants an interference. They're not going to get a call.
And that's the right no call. It's a solid body check on Gustafson, who tried to beat Ban off to the outside.
Now Gustafson trying to circle around a couple of defenders, but Jason Band's able to escort this out of the zone with 1:08 left here in the first. Band with some space up the right wing. Gets a shot off, but the stick of Rhodey slows it down, gets back to Band. Band tries a wrap attempt, and a sprawling save from Haney. Backhanded shot again, loose in the slot. And eventually it's Rhodey that takes it away. Haney almost a little bit too aggressive to his left post there. Band almost able to get that wrap attempt to go home.
Yeah, Max, I think he was just indecisive if he wanted to go cover that puck or not. That's why he overcommitted to that left post.
I think you're absolutely right, Ruben. He almost second-guessed himself there in a dangerous wrap attempt, right? Either jump on it or stick it to the corner, but don't just leave it there for the other team to take away.
Seeing another look at that as Haney had to sprawl back to that right post.
Now, the thing to note there, too, I believe it was Band that came around. If he was a right-handed shot, that would have been on his forehand. He could have curled it in. Instead, that's a backhanded shooter. He wasn't able to cut the corner and angle it quickly.
It's a good call,
So
Taylor.
it added about a half a second to the release of the puck, and that was everything.
That's a great call. That would have been a goal if it was the other-handed shot.
Yeah.
Chip deep here with 15 seconds left. Lillybridge takes it, and he'll just chip it out over the head of Dolby. It won't quite get all the way down ice for icing. Now with 5 seconds left comes free. Sharp angle shot. It hit the net, but unfortunately for Loyola on the outside. And that will do it for the first period. After 17 minutes, we are scoreless here from the edge in a game, Taylor, that GBS kind of had it taken to him at the start, really pushed back there the middle part of the period. Loyola probably a little bit better of the play in the first, but pretty even game thus far.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. Both teams doing a nice job of getting out of their zones cleanly. We've seen a lot of chip and chase, a lot of clean play through the neutral zone, not much sloppiness. But neither team really taking it to the other in terms of a forecheck, right? It's been kind of a slow back and forth game, so we'll see if it picks up the pace a little bit here in the second.
We'll take a quick timeout, catch our breath, come back with second period action in just a moment right here on your home for the AHAI playoffs, the SHL Network on YouTube Live. Welcome back to second period action here from the Edge in Bensonville. Alongside Andrew Rubin down on ice level, Taylor Rammel to my left. I am Max Anderson, along with the SHL Network crew here for Game 3 of 4 of the quarterfinals. Both these teams looking to punch ticket number 3 to the semis, which will happen next Wednesday right back here at the Edge. The winner of this game will be the winner of our next game between Stevenson and St. Ignatius. Here's Grady, cuts the middle of the ice. Rhodey able to keep it in at the point. Elmberg stops that puck. The ball ties his stick up. Now Rhodey keeps it in at the point. Comes to Gustafson outside far circle. Here's Grady. Here's a shot off the stick of Winger up into the glass. Centering pass from Gustafson. Can't get all the way through. GBS just going to chip the puck down. And that's going to go in on the net of Haney, so he had to play it.
Perfectly placed, too.
Rhodey with the stretch pass. Misses everybody. Comes to Dolby. Now Ban up the left wing. That's where we've seen him score a lot of goals for the GBS Titans.
Leading goal scorer, in fact, of this GBS Titans.
He likes to come up that left wing and fire to the far top right corner over the goalie's glove. That's the Jason Ban special. Here's Jackson Hill. His shot gets deflected off the crossbar. Now a centering pass. Haney aggressively to his right post, knocks it off. And an offensive zone draw for GBS to come.
The third or fourth time we've seen that pop off. You'll see the officiating crew wiggling it around.
Oh, you got a great look of the stick of Southwood there, just getting a bit of a deflection. Might have been a touch of a high stick, but they let it play.
The officials there, Max, battered in both sides of the pegs under the net, so they're aware of the issue. Next step would be to spray a little bit of water down there with the water bottle, and if that doesn't do anything, we may see another state playoff game with a delay of game call. So
it was a first for me, Taylor. It's been calling for it a couple times. Here's a loose puck. Winger still sprawling out of his net. Ban collects the lead transition for GBS. Skating wide with Southwood into the glove is his wrist shot of Haney. See here scrambling. Winger out of his net. Schreiber almost had a lane there to put it home. .11 left here in the second.
I think it was Brad Southwood that smacked that away before Schreiber could get a stick on it. His winger was flopping around, right, trying to block the crease, find that puck, but he did not know where it was.
That's part of the key for goaltender, right, Taylor? Goalie can be great, but he's got to have defensemen around him that can clean up the mess sometimes. That's exactly what Winger got there. Now Steenstrup tries to force it up along near boards. Can't. Cadlick's harmless shot into the glove of Winger. We'll get an offensive zone draw for Loyola.
So Winger getting the defensive help so far. I'm sure if he could find a goal or two from his forwards, he'd be thrilled. See if Frymuth and Ban come alive like we've seen them the last few weeks.
Grady and Erickson this draw. Erickson's able to win it. It's it to Dolby, but the ball does a nice job of tying up his stick. Comes to Gustafson, goes around one man. The ball trying to stuff it. Eventually comes out to Mulvey off of his stick to Albrighton. You see GBS really not that interested here in the forecheck aspect of things. You saw Mulvey down below the goal line. Everybody else was at the blue line or deeper while he was battling. Clearly conscious of the breakout opportunities for Loyola.
Loyola doing a sneaky job of keeping a forward high, right? He'll circle up by the far side defenseman and he'll flee the zone for a cherry pick if there's the opportunity. So GBS, the defenders at least, doing a nice job of keeping that in the back of their minds.
Freemuth wins the draw to Dolby. Dolby's shot kicked away by Boersma. Rhodey goes high off the glass and clears. Let's see, 4 GBS players in the neutral zone. They do not want Loyola to be able to carry the puck through the neutral zone. Taylor, to me, it seems they're pretty content.
Yep.
Kind of wait for a transition opportunity, a big collision. We're going to get our first penalty of the game. It's going to go against GBS. Zach Freemuth is going to be the guilty party. Ryan Cowan gives him a head nod, like, get in there. Loyola will head to the power play. They're third in the SHL on the season on the power play at just under 20%. Meanwhile, certainly one of the stories is on the PK side of things. GBS was 8th out of 10 teams in the SHL.
Yeah, 78%. They definitely struggled in that area so far. And I mean, I struggle to fathom what it would be if they didn't have Luke Winger in that, right? I mean, if they didn't have elite goaltending, I wonder how poor that number would be.
And
so a good power play going up against a bad penalty kill. GBS has to stay out of the box tonight.
Here's Gustafson, shoots just over the crossbar. Grady gets it along the far half wall, comes to Cowan. His shot all the way through, giving up a rebound was Winger, but able to keep it out. Now Cowan was able to keep it in for a moment, looking shorthanded to Southwood, just misses him. They're shorthanded, so no icing.
Fortunately for GBS, they're the second least penalized team in the state of Illinois this season. So a bad penalty kill surely, but they didn't have too many killing opportunities.
Wow. Grady gets upended by Dolby as he entered the zone. He's a little bit slow to get to his feet. Gustafson gets the puck. Trying to get it back to Cowan. Puck was spinning like a top. Gustafson settles it. Boardsma side of the net. Backdoor, but Erickson was waiting for that play. So it never got through to Grady.
That's good heads-up hockey there by GBS Erickson.
Lining up as Grady gets a deflection, but not on net. 53 to go here on the man advantage for Loyola. Gustafson tries to break through a couple of GBS defenders, eventually comes to Grady. Now Cowan. Grady looks, goes below the goal line. Here's Gustafson. Point blank ball, just missed his stick. And Ban was able to get to it and clear it. 32 to go here on the man advantage for GBS, or excuse me, for Loyola.
GBS running a more aggressive forecheck on the penalty kill than they are in 5-on-5. A little surprising, but
here's Schreiber up the left wing. He stops. He's looking for Fritchie, who's just getting on the ice. Fritchie with a nice adjustment to keep that in. Finds Gabal near half wall, cross ice to Schreiber. He shoots just over the crossbar. Taylor in that SHL championship from almost that exact same spot. We saw Schreiber bury one of those wrist shots over the shoulder of Dean Lawrence.
Yeah,
that's what he's looking for.
He's got a cannon. And he hit the net there. Winger way overcorrected. He slid way past the goal mouth. So if that wasn't up and high through the field goal uprights, that could have been a goal.
Back to full strength as GBS as Albrighton chips it back down below the goal. Now Jackson Hill's attempted clear goes up into the netting, so an offensive zone draw to come for Loyola.
Taylor, as you mentioned there, Winger sliding way over. You can almost feel like patience, though, with the puck also is something that Loyola could really use. If they can outweight Winger and get him out of position, that would lead to a better chance for them to score.
No, Ruben, you're absolutely right. That's a great point, right? Winger has the athleticism. Sometimes he's so active in his own goal that he'll overcorrect, leaving space open. So if you're a shooter like Schreiber there and you're waiting to pull up, you pump fake or even hold for an extra second. If that lane becomes open, you fire that home. And had that one been on net, that would have been a goal for Loyola. A big hit there through the neutral zone.
Eventually it's Finn Bullen for GBS. Now Albrighton, he kicks aside, does Winger, centering pass, but no Rambler was there ready. GBS is going to try to play a frustrating brand of hockey. That's their best path to winning is, like we talked about, clog up the neutral zone, make Loyola earn possession by going and digging the puck out of the corners. Certainly don't want to give them any kind of odd man opportunities. Much different style of play than, say, a Loyola New Trier game. Here's Gustafson. He puts the puck wide. Centering pass comes to the stick of Winger. A huge whack. from Gabal. We might see a penalty after the play, or maybe on Gabal. Pretty clearly had his glove on top of that.
I don't think we're going to get a call here, but something that I'm noticing, you guys mentioned next game as a confliction of styles. Loyola really wants to get stretch passes going, and GBS wants to really put a line up at their own blue line.
That's a great point. We talked about the contrasting styles of the next game, Andrew, but this game probably just as much. One team really relies on their defense and goaltending and really mucking up the game. Here's a shot.
The other is a 200-foot north-south speed and possession game.
Loyola wants to get up and down the ice. There's no doubt about that. There's Ban. Tries to backhand the pass into the slot, but waiting for it there is Cowan. He takes a look. He'll get to center ice. All the way into the offensive zone. Still has the puck. Eventually has to give it up. Gustafson turns the corner. Grady in the slot. Great back check from Mulvey. Might have just saved a goal. Elmberg carries in. That shot blocked by Rhodey. And Grady's going to lead the rush for the Ramblers. Grady goes around one man. Elmberg there to try to cut him off. Centering pass. Follow-up shot off the side of the net. Fortunate bounce for Loyola, but they couldn't put it home. Gustafson chips off the glass and in. Long shift. He'll head to the bench for a change.
See it again. One man in for GBS. The others will park at the blue line, clog up the neutral zone, slow down the speed of Loyola.
I think as much as anything here, here's a shot. The period of the long change, Taylor. I think they're being even more conservative. They do not want to let.
They may keep him at the red line at that point, right? I mean, just almost running a neutral zone trap. Obviously, the way to beat that is with crafty players being able to walk through the zone and establish presence. And Loyola has a few of them.
I was going to say, I think there's a few of those on the ice for the Gold Sweaters.
Loyola has a few of them, so we'll see about the effectiveness of that as we get more sample size a little further into the game.
Another way they can beat sorry to cut you off. Another way they can beat that, Taylor, is by getting the puck deep and getting in on the forecheck, which we have not really seen from Loyola so far this game.
Well, that has not been something we've seen a lot out of Loyola. It's not something they can do. It's something we've seen them do. But to this point, we're seeing much more of a finesse game here from the Ramblers.
And when you clog up that blue line, it prevents that stretch pass coming out of the breakout, right? You can't shoot it up to the streaking winger flying out of the zone. It'll be picked off every time. So you're going to have to skate it up to that blue line before moving it off. Otherwise, that neutral zone is clogged.
And icing gets waved. Able to keep it at the points. Callahan, his shot wide of the net, comes to Albrighton.
I'd like to see Callahan look elsewhere for that instead of shooting it from the blue line, but
he's able to get the puck back. That shot just wide of Haney. Sokol at the blue line, waiting for the puck. Instead comes to Hill. Hill shuttles it back in, but comes to Callahan, comes loose. Here's a chance, a shot. Side of the net from Stevens. So a nice shift here for the GBS third line. We talked about not anticipating seeing a whole lot of them, but a nice shift here in the middle of the second period from the third liners.
Callahan will get back to his bench. I'm sure the coaching staff will tell him, hey, pick your head up. Look for a couple passes there. He had a few guys backdoor a couple times, took a couple deep shots. Low percentage.
Stretch pass to Gabal. He tries to go around Allenberg, but the trusty all-conference defenseman stops that right there. Here's Gustafson. Papolis slows him down for a minute. Winger behind his net. He's going to fire it around the glass. Cowan tries to use his body to keep it in. He does. Fires opposite corner. Grady, far face-off dot, goes around one man. Let's stop, pick his head up, looking for a shot. Was going for a sharp angle shot. Deflected before it got to net. Here's Cowan. Cowan's shot deflects, loose in the slot, banging away at his Loyola. They score! A loose puck off the rebound. And I believe it was Garrett Grady that put it home. Never mind, it was Jack Gustafson. Yep. Gustafson continues his incredible run
So a shot from the high point, bounced between a few skates, sitting in the area, not picked up by any black sweaters. Gustafson in the neighborhood, he rings the doorbell and asks if he can come out and play. Gustafson puts Loyola up 1-0 at the 6:48 mark.
Game's first goal, more than halfway through this second period. Brody to Cowan.
Not a lot Winger could have done there, right? You hope your defenseman in the area to smack the puck into the corner. It's just sitting there in front.
Scoreman number 34, Jack Gustafson. Assisted by number 9, Garrett Grady. And number 14, Ryan Cohen at 6:48.
So stop me if you've heard that before. A goal by Gustafson and an assist by Grady and Cowan. Here's a shot from Schreiber. Deflects up high. Band tries to settle the puck. Comes to Lillybridge below the goal line. Tries to get to Rhodey, who was coming down from his defensive spot. Now a shot into the midsection of Winger. He'll take a whistle.
Between Garrett and Gustafson, Garrett Grady and Gustafson the other night, New Trier Green versus Loyola Gold in Game 1 of the SHL final. Those two alone accumulated 8 points. 5 goals, 3 assists. So Gustafson obviously with the hat trick and an assist. Garrett Grady with two goals, 2 apples. 4 points between those two. They're on fire.
Now coming over aggressively is Sharfstein to go win the puck along the half boards. Finn Bolin now is going to chip it past Mulvey. This will come all the way back where Jackson Hill's got to play it below his goal line. Callahan far side boards. Now here's Eric Steenstrup. Steenstrup's got Stevens darting through the middle of the ice. He instead opts to go wide. Gets sandwiched as he enters the zone. And Albrighton takes over. Gustafson and Elmberg coming together at the blue line. Referee just whispered in the ear of Gustafson, probably something along the lines of watch it.
Could have been Gustafson there, Max. I actually thought he talked to Almberg, who is in possession of the penalty minutes lead.
Taylor Ramble Award.
The Taylor Ramble Award. That's my guy right there. Big defenseman, 12
Freema
points.
Centering pass. We're going to get an interference call against Will Steele. Still loose for GBS. Firing a shot. Not able to get it to go. Haney's still way out of his net. Eventually the puck gets deflected up into the netting. And GBS is going to head to their first power play of the game.
I was going to say a big defender with 12 points on the season. 52 penalty minutes. Owen Almberg making his presence felt on every shift. Nonetheless, Max, at the 4:26 mark, Will Steele will head to the box for the Ramblers. Interference is the call.
Big opportunity here for GBS to find a game tire.
Yeah, big opportunity is absolutely right. Change the game completely if they can tie things back up, build a little bit of momentum before we head into the third. Loyola, 84.9% on the penalty kill.
Dead middle of the league.
Yep. Opposite them, the GBS power play at a very pedestrian 16.2. So
good for 7th in the SHL. So a minute 40 to go here on the power play for GBS.
That GBS power play percentage is low, but they do have a knack for scoring big power play goals in big games.
We talked about it in the SHL semifinal, Andrew. They last couple of games of the season into the playoffs started to find their stride a little bit more on the power play. And that series against Stevenson found a couple as well. They're certainly looking for one here against Loyola. Good ball gets sandwiched against the boards. Loyola bench wanted a penalty. They're not going to get one. Now Gabal just sitting on the puck here, trying to waste time on the penalty kill. Eventually he gets to his feet, lowered his shoulder like a running back through the hole to try to get through Papoulis, and Papoulis didn't budge. Eventually, Pappas able to pry it loose. Eventually cleared by Loyola with 40 seconds left here on the power play. Here's Mason Dolby with 30 seconds to go here, man advantage. Ellenberg's going to fire it in on net. Comes loose to Southwood. It's going to be a hand pass against GBS. And we'll come out into the neutral zone with 18 to go on this power play for GBS.
There are a few black sweaters on the ice that disagree with that call.
And Jimmy Philbin on the bench too, barking at the official. Here's Boersma and Freemuth. Boersma's able to win it back to Albrighton. He'll try to whack it off the boards all the way down. Instead, stopped by Ban in the neutral zone. Ban gives way to Allenberg. Allenberg's just going to wrap it around the boards. Penalty coming to an end. Will Steele comes charging on the ice. Orzechowski joins the play. Here's a shot, and Haney's able to freeze it with 2:22 left in the second period. GBS unable to capitalize on their first power play opportunity of the game. Loyola also 0 for 1 on their lone power play thus far. So we cleared by Loyola, comes to Orzechowski off the boards. Orzechowski turns, shoots. Loose puck side of the net to Gustafson. And Orzechowski stops just in time.
Just in time is right. That was almost a nice little face wash for Luke Winger. I don't think he would have appreciated that.
Strikes me as the kind of goaltender that would not appreciate that, Taylor. Not many of them do, but I can see Winger being especially upset when that happens. Here's Dolby. He wraps the puck around the boards, rides the rail, tries to find Mulvey around the other end. Fired right back down deep by Loyola. Turned over in the neutral zone. Grady's going to take it there. He's going to chip it off the boards, trying to get it past Allenberg, but a nice play by Allenberg to get it right back to Papoulis. Orzechowski tries a centering pass. Not able to connect on that. Back the other way comes GBS. Freeman's going to skate wide. Mulvey at the end of the long shift heads off the ice to the bench. Freeman checked and can't complete that move. 1:20 left here. That rink wide pass missing the stick of Grady. Hill's got Jason Ban, who deflects on his way towards the neutral zone, and now it's Southwood's shot. Easily steered aside. Gustafson in transition. I think he hit a snow patch there, slowed the puck up.
1 minute to play in the period.
Ice starting to get quite choppy here towards the end of the second period. We'll have an ice cleaning here shortly. That's out into the seating section. And we'll have a whistle with 49 to go. Face-off draw stalls. Schreiber tries to turn and fire here. Checked off the puck by Erickson. Eventually it's Boersma. He's trying to turn the corner on Papoulis. Eventually gets checked off by Hill. Brighton able to keep it in at the point. Schreiber curls off the half wall. He shoots, gets a deflection, went wide of the net. Jackson Hill finds Mulvey here towards the end of the period. Again, Loyola able to keep the puck in the offensive zone. Comes to Schreiber, tries a centering pass, but Lillibridge was just coming on the ice. Here's Fritchie, gets a deflection right in front. Schreiber, backhand, he scores! Will Schreiber picks up the garbage to the side of the net, and he puts it in the goal, makes it 2-0.
Garbage is the perfect word. A puck just trickling around right on the goal line at the 2.4 second mark of the period, right before heading into the locker room. Heartbreaking for the Titans, huge for the Ramblers.
Talk about the impact of goals in the first and last minute of the period. I don't think there's any question. Winger wanted to protest with the referee, but from that look, you can see the puck bouncing loose. Looked like the sprawling Hill might have knocked it in himself. And that will be the end of the second period. So after 2 periods, Loyola is going to take a 2-0 lead to the locker room. And GBS is going to have to find at least 2 in the third period if they want to keep their season going.
Yeah, they are, and they need continued good play there from Luke Winger. They can't let that last goal right at the edge there get into his own head. Keep him positive, keep your netminder happy and confident, and then start to find your offense. We talked about it from the start, right? He'll keep you in games, right? But not when you're getting a lot of traffic in his area. He needs help from his defenders, and you got to get him some offense.
So with that, we'll take a break. We'll catch our breath, come back with third period action in just a couple of minutes right here on your home for the AHAI playoffs, the SHL Network on YouTube Live. Welcome back to third period action here from the Edge Ice Arena in Bensonville for our third of 4 quarterfinal games. The number 2 seeded Loyola Ramblers and the number 7 seeded Glenbrook South Titans. Through 2 periods, been all Loyola, both winning 2-0 and really stifling this GBS side. And for more on how they'll look to continue that, we're going to send it down to ice level where Andrew Rubin standing by with Loyola co-head coach Scott Sorello. Andrew.
Thanks, Max. I'm here with Coach Sorello. Coach, not giving GBS very many offensive chances through those first 2 periods. What's going right for you guys defensively?
Just keeping them in front of us, not let them get behind our defensemen. They're going to try and stretch it out. We just got to keep them in front of us.
Obviously, GBS is in desperation mode in this third period, needing 2 goals. What do you guys look to do to keep them off the board here?
Energy. We got to outmatch their energy. We got to take it to them.
Thank you very much. Good luck, Coach.
Scott Sorello clearly has his team ready and prepared. But going into this third period, you know that there's going to be a push from the GBS side. So far, Braden Haney's been up to the challenge in net for Loyola, keeping them completely scoreless on the night. Taylor, eventually we talked about GBS is going to have to push. They're going to have to put some pressure on the back end of Loyola, make life a little bit more difficult.
Right, no more sitting back, parking 2 at the blue line and 1 through the neutral zone. Now you're going to have to turn on the forecheck a little bit. You're going to have to turn on the aggressive play. You're going to have to take it to the Ramblers in their own zone. Try to create a little havoc for the defenders. Maybe get a turnover or 2. 1 quick goal, and you are right back in this game if you're GBS. So can't sit back any longer. Now it's time to take it to them.
So both teams ready to go. Boersma and Fremont with the opening draw here in the third. It's Boersma, the captain for Loyola, that wins it cleanly. It's a big hit from 26 in goal to start the third period. Andrew Rubin down on the bench. Taylor Ramelt to my left. And Max Anderson, point blank shot from Ban, turned aside by Haney. And Taylor, you talked about it right before that. Southwood winning a board battle on the forecheck, getting that centering pass to Ban. He almost buried a goal.
Wreak a little havoc down low. The Loyola defenders are used to all game, first 2 periods. They're used to nobody up in their face. Plenty of time to get the puck out of the zone. Surprise them a little bit. Jump them early and jump them quick.
It's almost like our very own Taylor Ramelt knows what he's talking about. It's 30 seconds into the period. Exactly what he was calling for, we saw. A couple of loose sticks on the ice. Start this third period.
Yard sale. Come on down.
A couple of expensive pieces of firewood. Here's Garrett Grady. He gets rink wide to Gustafson. Now Gabal on the forecheck. Cleanly played out. Here's Paplis, tries to chip it by a man, but Fritchie steps up nicely. Comes to Garrett Grady. Ellenberg goes D to Dolby. Chipped through the middle of the ice, deflected right at center ice, so no icing. Erickson's going to try to get something done here on the forecheck.
You have 3 blue sweaters below the hash marks just there. That's exactly what you need to do. Start pushing the forecheck.
This puck comes into Winger. He's looking to play it, but Grady starts skating forward, and he'll just freeze it with 15-19 left to go in the third. But Taylor, right off the bat, you're seeing a shift here from GBS. They're not waiting around at all.
No, and they can't, right? You got 16 minutes left, or 17 total is what you have left in your lifespan, right? They're out of the SHL playoffs, losing 2 quick ones to New Trier Green. So this is it. This is for all the season. No more sitting back and letting Loyola come to you. Go get them.
And Boland on the back end. Wraps around the boards. Comes to Ban, who shovels it right to Freemuth as he exits the zone. Freemuth skating wide. Southwood able to collect. He turns and fires. Haney fights it off, just missing the near post. Oh, the goal line was Ban. You saw a pinch from the point in Jackson Hill to try to keep it in. Now Sharfstein trying to win a race down ice, but that's going to be icing against Loyola.
2 more strides and that would have been waved. What an effort there by the Ramblers.
See this from Haney. A little bit trouble tracking that puck. Not sure if it was knuckling, but
It almost looked like it bounced off he skated or slid right and it bounced off his left shoulder, left elbow pad.
Doesn't really matter how you do it sometimes, as our very own Wes Anderson likes to remind us. They don't ask you how, they ask you how many. So far for Braden Haney, that how many is 0. Here's Will Steele. Comes to Cowan below the goal line. He'll look up ice. The stick of Lillibridge gets lifted, so no icing. Winger able to wrap that puck around. Now Cowan has to jump over his stick. Band's trying to beat him down, but nice play recovery from Ryan Cowan. Trying to find the puck, comes to his stick. He'll lead the offensive rush. Goes around one man. Now centering past Schreiber. Jackson Hill does a great job of tying up the stick of Schreiber, or else he was on the doorstep for his 3rd goal. Albrighton, fresh off a change. Gets to Schreiber, the end of a long shift. He tries to get a shot off. It's deflected. He'll head to the bench. There's some fresh legs. On comes Max Cabal.
Yeah, guys, with GBS playing a much more aggressive forecheck, you have to assume that there's going to be more goals scored this period, whether it's from GBS or Loyola now with more space.
No sooner than I said it. Point blank chance. Winger sprawling, able to keep it out. Andrew was just thinking the same thing. One way or another, I think we're going to start seeing the scoring pick up. You got to start taking chances, and they're called chances because the other way you might give one up.
Regardless, the right tactic, right? I mean, you got to take those chances. Can't just sit back.
There's no plan for tomorrow. No doubt about that. Here's Gustafson at the point. He'll whack it deep, give Elmberg a chance to reset for the Titans. He wraps it high off the glass, comes to Ryan Cowan, all the way back in his own zone. Here's the ball, gives to Grady. He's got some space through the neutral zone. Grady skates wide, he's checked off the puck. Now it's Will Steele fire it back into the corner. 13 minutes to go here in the 3rd period. GBS in search of 2 if they want to extend their season. Southwood and Freemuth. Battle for the puck. Now Baker gives way to Orzakowski. His shot saved by Winger. And cleared by GBS. Steele wraps it off the boards, comes neatly to the stick of Baker. Orzakowski again going to drop it deep. Winger quickly out of his net. Baker still battling, comes loose to Bain, but he couldn't get a stick on it. Now in transition comes Ban, but he can't handle it. Schreiber almost goes off sides. Stays on, right pad save a Winger. They try to lead a breakout here from Adrian Sokol. And at center ice is just going to send it deep and go for the change. Callahan, Stevens, and Steenstrup now on the ice for GBS. Albrighton sends it in deep. The ball able to keep it in along the far half wall. Then Bolin gets checked by Boersma. That's the second big check we've seen from 26 in gold. Backhanded pass across the slot, but taken away by the Titans. Right now, Loyola just getting to center ice and firing the puck deep. They have the luxury of really playing the way GBS played, which is keep 4 guys back, limit anything in transition, and make guys go dig it out of corners. They're going to come back and get 2 goals.
And they're still sending 2. Each time they chip it in, they have 2 below the hash marks.
They're going to keep the pressure on. We talked about that the other night when they got up against New Trier. We thought, are they going to kind of step back a little bit? We saw they came out in the 3rd period. They scored their 6th goal, go up 5 goals. They weren't sitting back for anything.
Not at all. They kept the foot on the pedal, kept getting pucks deep, chew clock a little bit, stay aggressive.
Max, we also
defenders to make turnovers.
Max, when we did that New Trier game against GBS, New Trier kept the pedal to the metal on GBS as well. As they think that's the best defense, is just don't let GBS generate any offense.
Right. Keep them pinned back, keep aggressive, make them defend 200 feet. and really just never really give them a chance to come back in the game. There's Paplis. Get a good look here. He's surrounded by 4 gold sweaters and just has to fire it deep. Here's Dolby. Dolby goes around one man. That's his numerical counterpart. Cowan, a shot, just misses the near post. Shot from Ellenberg, a deflection from Mulvey, just missed the near post. Now trying to go off the back of Haney, not able to as Mulvey. Puck loose, eventually Cowan's going to collect and able to clear past Ellenberg. What an opportunity that was for GBS, very nearly finding their first goal.
Most exciting flurry for GBS this period, perhaps this evening. A couple big deflections. And a redirect off a slap shot that was dangerous.
Gustafson tried to take on the entire Titan team, got around 2 or 3 of them until he was slowed down through the slot. Here's Ellenberg. He takes a look. He's going to fire it in deep. Southwood's going to go try to win it on the forecheck. GBS was in a change, so no possession for the Titans. Winger. A little awkward in net. Point blank chance and a big right pad save from Winger. Not sure what he was doing there. And he was able to get away with it. Here's Hill. Hill drops. Here's a shot from Erickson. Loose puck right out in the slot. No second chance for the Titans. Now stretch pass. You see Sharfstein trying to catch up to it. Gets chipped up into the bench. There nearly takes out a GBS assistant coach. I think that was Philbin Jr. that almost got hit with that puck.
Great player in his own right, Philbin Jr. Top 10 player in state when he was a senior in 2012. Him and Savino was his line mate. The two of them tore up the Metro North. I know because I played against them.
Horsman, Erickson in this draw. It's won by Loyola, but quickly stepping in as Mulvey to force it out. 9 minutes to go here in the third period. GBS chasing a couple. Loyola looking to punch their ticket to the semifinal, the third of 4. Here's Paplis going around one man. Would be the third SHL team to reach the Final Four. And Stevenson has a chance later on tonight to make it 4-4. Schreiber goes between the legs of one man, but eventually Freemuth stops that move. Brad Southwood back to collect. He tries to get it stretched past to Paplis just over his stick. They're looking for that kind of breakout. Hasn't happened yet. Here's Gustafson with some room on the right wing. He'll send it in deep. And here again, just wraps it off the boards. Grady's able to keep it in. Nice pass to himself off the boards. He passes to Gustafson. Centering pass to Grady. Just misses the near post. Now Steele back at the point. He'll fire it back down below to Gustafson. A battle in front between Gabal and Ellenberg trying to clear space. Gabal wins that. He gets cross-checked. No call right in front of him. Back the other way comes Jason Ban. It's toward the middle of the ice, but Steele steers him off the puck. And Gustafson dumps at the end of a long shift.
Grady and Gustafson are so much fun to watch together. They seem to just always know where each other is on the ice, almost Sedin twin-like. They're the passing and the goal scoring. They just know where each other is.
Here's Orzakowski, one big move around a defenseman, and he didn't have a forward with him as Loyola was in the middle of a change. And we'll get a whistle with 7:15 left here in the third period. Thank you all for tuning in with us here on the SHL Network. If you're new to us, we thank you for joining us. If you're a regular on the SHL Network, thank you for coming back, as this is a big opportunity for GBS. Tripping going to be the call against Loyola, and a big power play opportunity coming for the Titans. .7:05 to go in the third. Taylor, almost feels like do or die.
It is. I mean, this would be a colossal power play goal for GBS. Talk about injecting a little life and momentum back into your fan base. Conversely, if Loyola kills this off and are able to maintain some of the aggressiveness that they've had tonight, keep getting pucks deep, there's not a lot of time left for GBS to make something happen.
Boersma not happy about this ruling by the linesman, kicking him out of the dot. Wrapping around the boards, Hill tries to keep it in. Boersma tries to force it out. Hill wins that battle. Here's Papoulis looking for a lane. Block shot by Albrighton. Gets through. Puck still loose side of the net. Just misses the near post. Mulvey trying to keep the rush going for GBS. They're able to keep the puck in the zone. Here's Papoulis. Another block shot by Albrighton. Boersma sprawling, and he clears. Loyola faithful love that effort from their captain. Here's Papoulis. He'll spin it around, give Erickson a chance in the near side corner. Erickson able to dig it out. He's waiting for some support. He's got Papoulis. Can't get him the puck. And cleared. So Erickson had a chance to get him the puck. Tried to beat his man by himself. Papoulis had some room there in the near half wall.
Yeah, and I don't know why he didn't go in to help his teammate, right? You have the man advantage. Go in and help him. Instead, he sat up at the half wall. The puck battle was lost. And you're standing there alone. Puck's going the other way.
53 to go on the man advantage. And again, cleared by Loyola. Bobby Sharfstein was guilty of the tripping. He waits, hoping he can get back on the ice at the end of this penalty. Again, cleared by Steele.
Sloppy, sloppy, sloppy from this GBS power play so far.
Now Dolby, the defenseman, will fire the puck in. Here's Freemuth in the corner. He drops it below to Southwood with 20 left here on the man advantage for the Titans. Baker tries to chip it out. Dolby comes down, not to let that happen. Now here's a pass to Southwood, but he couldn't get a shot off, and cleared by Loyola. 10 seconds left. Here's an icing by Fritchie. I don't think he realized that penalty had ended.
He did not realize. I mean, it was only a few seconds prior, but he just fired it in the length of the ice.
I think I heard an audible, "What are you doing?" from the bench. You hear that up here in the broadcast booth.
Well, it was funny, too, because he just he rested his stick on his hips and kind of leaned back like, whoops.
5:02 left here in the third. Loyola still leading 2-0, and that second goal, such a backbreaker for GBS as it came with just 2.4 seconds left in the second period. Still in search of their first goal is GBS. Orzechowski into the offensive zone. Eventually taken away by Boland. Hill chips it out, but goes right to Fritchie. Touch pass to Orzechowski. His shot gets on winger quickly. He kicks it to the right corner. Albrighton tries to head back towards net as well, but it's blocked out in front by Erickson. Grady aggressive, steps in front, forces a turnover, drops to Orzechowski. Backdoor Grady. He thought Orzechowski was going to let a shot go. Grady was wide open backdoor there, Taylor.
Yep. But he had his stick on his ice and looked towards a pass. That would have been 3-0 very, very quickly.
Force back out. Here's Southwood trying to play past Steele. He's able to recover. Freemuth gets it wide to Jason Ban. Ban gets a fortunate bounce, trying to get another one, but it's cleared by Loyola. We'll start to keep an eye on the net of Luke Winger with 3:45 left here in the third period. Trailing by 2 goals.
Loyola continuing to forecheck. They are not going to pull their foot off the gas pedal. And they're lining up 3 on the far half wall. So if they can get this puck out, they'll send at least 1, if not 2. There goes 1 and 2 all the way into the zone. Yeah, Loyola keeping up on the forecheck.
Not allowing clean breakouts. We have just not seen that all night from GBS, the chance to really establish much offense at all.
So 1-2, and the F3 will stay at the blue line on the opposite side, the weak side of the puck.
Here's Freemuth. He's got 2 gold sweaters on him as soon as he enters Loyola's zone. Albrighton comes over to support, eventually gets back to Dolby at the point. Dolby's shot misses everything altogether. Elmberg's able to keep it in at the point for a moment, but forced out by Schreiber. 3 minutes to go. Dolby trying to do it by himself, gives it up to Steenstrup, who's trying to get the puck deep, comes to Erickson, shoots, big save by Haney. And 2:47 left in the third. Looks like Luke Winger, I thought he was skating back towards his bench. He's just going for a stroll in his own zone. See the numbers for Braden Haney this season, though, Taylor, just having an absolutely stellar season is the netminder. He's got something special brewing here right now in the quarterfinals.
Yeah,
GS takes their timeout.
And we've talked about it too. Loyola confident to play either of their goalies. We've seen a lot of Kieran O'Brien lately. Braden Haney has been fantastic tonight. Great numbers on the season. And I'm with you there to jump back to what you were talking about. Luke Winger almost looked like he was heading to his bench. I think he's just happiest when his legs are in motion.
They always say goalies thought they'd make great forwards. I actually think Luke Winger would have made a great forward.
I agree. He has the speed and the athleticism too. I mean, he might be able to play and keep those pads on while he's at it.
That'd be something, wouldn't it?
Just give him the forward stick and some gloves, and he'll be fine.
2:47 left here in the third, Taylor. GS takes a timeout.
If you're going to ask me what I think you're going to ask me, the moment you win this face-off, he's got to go. Get him off the ice. He's been such a huge part of the season. You hate to see him potentially finish it on the bench. But I wait until I get possession off this face-off. I'd have him parked halfway up. The moment we get possession, he's off the ice. I get my 6th attacker.
Well, Jimmy Philbin overrules you, Taylor, and he takes Winger to the bench here to start this play on the offensive zone draw for GBS. They've got 6 attackers on the ice with 2:47 to go.
Now, candidly, Mr. Philbin has coached a few more games than I have in my career, so. But with this Loyola team, if you give them possession, I mean.
Now Schreiber, no sooner than I said it, Taylor takes a shot. He scores!
Yep.
3-0 Loyola takes the lead, and they are well on their way to the state semifinal.
Heartbreaking if you are a Titan fan. Again, I'd have liked to see the goalie come halfway out, get the possession first, then get your 6th attacker. Give your guys a fighting chance. Unfortunately, not the case here. And with just under 3 minutes to go, a tall hold to climb out of.
Yeah, the big morale change here on Loyola, where they were all uptight before. Now it's all about being smart, not doing anything stupid where they can put themselves in jeopardy for next game.
Yeah, Loyola can certainly start to feel the semifinal. 3 goals not completely out of the question, but here's a shot from Bolin, gets a deflection, they score!
Oh my goodness.
So we're right back to a 2-goal game with 2:20 left here in the third period.
And that hit one shin pad, one glove, a couple of sticks, maybe a face mask, I'm not sure, but that found a strange way in over Haney's right leg pad. A slap shot from the point, yeah.
Almost.
Shin pad, and then it may have hit the leg pad too of Haney, and then in the net. Wow.
So,
all right.
And you see Luke Winger about
halfway
right between
up.
the circles, and he'll dart to the bench as soon as they put the puck in deep. 6th attacker on the ice is Papalis. And that looking for a trip, and that's going to just about do it. Cabal didn't like that from Dolby. Going after their alternate captain and all-world forward.
Yeah, and that, I mean, we'll get a replay of it here in a second. The right call on a tripping, I could have even seen it kneeing.
Can't do that.
I mean, it looked like he just stuck it out to slow the player's progress. Yeah,
that's the type of play in hockey that gets a guy hurt.
Yeah.
So 2:06 to go here.
And that's why Gabal took exception. He went right over with the cross check. What an unfortunate time to take a penalty like that if you're GBS too. I mean, get a little bit of momentum going, get a 6th attacker on the ice, and now you're going to go to the box for 2 minutes with 2:05 left on the clock.
So they're going to try to find the puck in possession and get Winger off the ice, no luck thus far. Here's Gustafson, goes around one, but didn't have another on the back door. Ericsson's able to clear it. He fires it down ice, but if you're GBS, you got to try to possess the puck here.
Well, right, but even then you pull your goalie. It's only 5-on-5.
Better than 5-on-4, Taylor.
I suppose, but the nail's in the coffin at this point with that penalty.
Dorsma fires it off the glass and deep. Comes to Hill. He tries to spin around the boards, able to clear. Here comes Gustafson through the middle of the ice. He's just going to turn and take some time. Grady
Keep away.
with 1:15 left here in the game. Eventually Grady's got to come forward. He winds up. He's just going to fire it in deep. A couple of checks in the corner. And again comes back out to Baker. So all signs point to semifinalist number 3 is going to be Loyola Gold Ramblers. And they will await our next game of St. Ignatius and Stevenson. Already through from yesterday are New Trier Green and St. Viator as Winger freezes this puck. But Taylor for GBS won their first SHL playoff series since the SHL's founding. Made it here to the Elite Eight, a really solid season. They've got a few pieces coming back too. A lot of promise in the GBS program. Jimmy Philbin continues to build up this Titan program and competing year in, year out. I'll tell you, when I started broadcasting this league, GBS was not as competitive as I've seen them in the last couple of years. Certainly a lot more quality coming out of that program over the last couple of years.
And not the only one like that either in the SHL. York coming on, a lot of young talent there, but talent-rich area in Glenview for GBS and a great coaching staff that can get the guys there. The future is certainly bright for GBS. Unfortunately tonight, not their night, just outmatched by the kind of aggressive play and frankly the depth of talent on this Loyola roster.
Final seconds ticking down, winding up, slapping the puck down ice was Owen Elmberg, and Loyola Gold will advance. Your final score, 3-1 in a game where it wasn't really until the third period that GBS's offense even really came alive. Loyola got that critical goal right at the end of the second period, and there was never a chance for GBS to get closer than down by 2.
No, and you'd have loved to see, if you're a GBS faithful, the forecheck come a little earlier than the third period, right? Instead of let Loyola take it to you, come out flying from the gate, keep it in front of you, bang bodies, play Loyola hard from the beginning. We started to see it in the third period, but it was just a little too late.
So Andrew Rubin down on ice level. Look to collect Scott Sorello, get some thoughts from him, maybe get a player down on the ice as well. But Taylor, we have a chance here to preview our next game. We've had a chance to see St. Ignatius quite a few times here over the last couple of weeks. Sebastian Wigfield in net, their captain, really the anchor,
great
all-state goaltender.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, when you talk about Stevenson, you talk about their top guys like Davis Yeagers, Dylan Jate, of course that strong defensive core as well.
Yeah.
We have a really good matchup coming up here in just a couple of minutes.
St. Ignatius probably the best defensive team in the state of Illinois. I mean, they have 6 seniors on that back end. I mean, talk about experience on that side. Both sides stunting their fair share of all SHL, all Central or Chicago Catholic League players, and all staters too. First team Illinois All-State guys. So, ton of talent. It'll be a great matchup. I've been excited for that one just as much as this one all day today.
So, if you're looking for that game, we're going to switch over to another link. Just click on the SHL Network homepage. You can find the link for that game. But don't go anywhere just yet. Andrew Rubin trying to flag some people down on the ice, get a couple of post-game thoughts. Looks like he's got Braden Haney. We're going to send it down to the winning netminder for the Loyola Ramblers. Braden Haney. Andrew, take it away.
Thanks, Max. I'm here with Braden. Braden, just that one goal out and at the end of the game, what led to your success here tonight?
I think that we started out really strong in the first period. I needed to put up a couple saves, but then my team bailed me out the rest of the game. We played great. You know, they played a really hard game. They forechecked really hard, but I think we were just a better team.
A lot of big games for you guys coming up. Game 2 of the SHL Championship and Final 4 and maybe state championship. How do you guys look to focus your attention?
I think we're just taking it one by one. I mean, Scott, our coach, been telling us, just switch. We got to switch in between. Focus only on SHL or focus only on state. We're just taking it one by one.
Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Yeah, go over there carefully. You don't wipe out there, Andrew. Take it away.
Yep, here with Coach Scott. Coach, 3-1 win today. What led to your guys' success there in the third period?
I said it before, we just had to match their energy or exceed it, and I thought we came out much better, a lot more confident. We were just nervous to start. We got to shake that off.
A lot of big games coming up for you guys. What's going to be the message in that locker room from here on out?
Just one game at a time. I mean, it's weird for us because we're playing the SHL at the same time. We got a big game on Saturday afternoon, so we'll just prepare for that, and then we'll look forward to this game coming up and see who we got.
Thank you very much. Congratulations, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Max.
Thank you, Andrew. Great job down on ice all game long. Taylor, final thoughts here. GBS not able to muster enough, but at the end of the day, Loyola really flexed why they're the number 1 or number 2 team in the state.
Yep, I think that nails it on the head. I mean, the talent on this roster is so deep. The stars seemingly come out every time it matters, which is exactly what you need from your leaders. GBS had a good game. They had some solid net minding. Not a lot of offense, not a lot of aggressiveness, and just couldn't get the job done tonight.
So that will do it. If you're looking for St. Ignatius versus Stevenson, flip over to the other link. We're going to switch over there in just a couple of minutes. We'll have that live right here from the Edge in Bensonville, but that will do it for this broadcast. I want to thank our great crew as always. Vivian Hernandez doing an excellent job on the camera work. Of course, Jimmy the Wiz Olsen with all the graphics, replays, sights, and sounds. Andrew Rubin down on ice level, bringing you the thoughts from the coaches and players. Of course, Taylor Ramel to my left. I am Max Anderson. Thank you so much for joining us here. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes on the other stream, but until then, we'll talk to you in a few minutes. Thank you for joining us right here on the SHL Network on YouTube Live.